know that. Guys, I'm finally done with the script. So let's get into this. This is Naruto the True God, Part 2. Now, at the beginning of the we're gonna do a little bit of a recap, then we're gonna do a decap. Alright? Y'all gonna get it, y'all gonna get it, y'all gonna get it. That sounded annoying. Like, y'all gonna get it, y'all gonna get it, y'all gonna get it. Anyway, within the last part, Naruto gained the dojutsu of the Uzumaki clan, which in this episode we'll learn has far more power than Naruto could imagine. Let's get directly into this video. Naruto stood in a field while looking forward. This was, let's say, 3 years. This was only a year after he had been placed into a coma, which was really another word for Naruto is just gonna get a massive power boost. Naruto looked different. Since Deontay the God, has actually kept up with the Boruto manga, even though it is trash. We see Naruto sitting on a stump as he then flashed into this new form. Kurama's God Mode. Kurama's God Mode is a new form that was vaguely introduced into the franchise. So I'm gonna say, since it dead says within the chapter, if he uses it, he will die. And he says he was ready to die. So I'm going to emphasize a couple of things. Naruto screamed as he just placed himself in the new form. His endurance had grown ever since he had gained the form a week ago. Naruto, we have a slight flashback. Naruto, while hunting very quick deer, began to have his stomach rumble and grumble. Naruto, about a year ago, that these animals were far faster, and he had been living on fruits and berries of the trees, but he just couldn't get over his insatiable lust for meat. Now, animals of this land, which I will be calling Sacia is the land of the dead. Well, the dead. Like, Sacia is basically like everyone's personal purgatory, basically. A state in between life and death. That's purgatory. So this was Naruto's. He knew that once he returned to the real world, since he had figured out that he was not in the real world, his sword skills had gained a lot. He traveled behind a herd of deer. Why are y'all so fast? Naruto said while swiping as he cut through a massive tree. Naruto then jumped back as the tree fell down, as he then jumped forward, jumping up higher, and he jumped off of the tree. I finally got you, Naruto said while slamming his blade into the back of a deer. Yes, I'm finally gonna eat some meat, Naruto exclaimed. He was far too hungry. As he then went to grab on to his second sword, since his first sword had trapped the deer and connected one of its legs to the ground. The deer kicked with the other leg once dropping to the ground. The deer squirmed around in a pouch trying to get away. Naruto then quickly slit the deer's throat, saying Ashura Bazusa Nusa. This is a sacred language that he had created himself, so it's not really sacred. This meant, may the gods appease. May the gods appease you. Now, he means like once they're sent to, he means that he wants the animal to be sent to the heavens. He then began to chow down on the raw meat. Naruto said while stuffing his face, as he then remembered something that the third Hokage said. Little Naruto, don't ever eat uncooked meat. It's bad for you, you know. Naruto then remembered the tree that he had severed only a couple of minutes ago. He then shifted his hands to the sides of him, and he then pushed off. Coming back, wielding bits of tree bark and some wood. Naruto then put it in a triangular motion, and he began to cook meat. He realized that the meat kept on falling and getting sticks in bark on it. 1 year later in Seiya time, Naruto had just killed a wild deer. Speaking, saying, may the gods appease you in his new language. As then he ripped apart the meat as he went to a furnace that he had created that was within his home that he had also created. His home was almost like a modern day wood cabin, but it was stockpiled with wooden and stone weapons, and some even refined steel weapons, as he had found the refined steel at the bottom of a cavern. This was the territory of the trolls. which we will be getting into within another video. May the gods appease you, Naruto said while slinging his sword towards an unsuspecting deer. His time in isolation away from the rest of the world had made him slightly crazy. But unlike what a normal crazy person would do and yell and blurt out things, he thought them within his head, knowing that no one would actually listen or hear him. It's only been 50 minutes. As he then took the dried skin that he had placed in the furnace next to the other furnace. Noticed that the skin had turned thin like clothing. He had made multiple different types of clothing. Naruto's outfit. Also, Naruto's durability had skyrocketed to the point he could take 80 slashes from the most seductive Kage. From any Kage, as a matter of fact. He even had the durability to take the hits of 3 S-rank shinobi. Naruto had Kage speed at best. Kurama, Naruto said. Yeah, brat. A voice rung from the house. Time for dinner. Kurama sighed heavily. As Naruto had met Kurama and had easily figured out how to compile, use chakra, and even mold chakra because of Kurama. He perfected his chakra control to the likes of that of no one, really. His chakra control was so good that it far surpassed that of even Sanin Tsunade, the first Hokage, and everyone else. His chakra control was so good that he can make solid objects with the chakra it would take to create something like, I'd say to create a simple flame. A flame the size of an ant. He could use that amount of chakra and create solid was the same amount of chakra that he used to create solid objects. He simply to create solid objects to do S-class jutsu. He was that good. Kurama, Naruto began. It's been 2 years, hasn't it? But it will only be 3 within the real world. Damn it. The harsh environment has forced me to mature. I remember. Today I wouldn't say anything stupid, like I'd become Hokage one day. I know that is fake. Naruto used his basic knowledge to create and use ninja working items. Since Naruto had developed so grand, he had knew, even though he only knew two jutsu, he was good at them. Since he knew one fire style jutsu and another wind style. Wind style! Planetary devastation! Naruto said while breathing out massive amounts of wind. The wind then ripped up matter single point within the middle of the sky. This was similar to Pain's Shinbaku Tensei. Shinbaku Tensei or something. I can't say it right. Similar to Naruto Pain's Shinbaku Tensei in Sasuke's. This was an easy S rank jutsu. Everything began to float up into the air, placing pressure onto one place. Naruto then jumped up saying, "Fire style. Fire style. Phoenix Ka!" As he then unleashed a small phoenix from his mouth. And before you knew it, multiple phoenixes came out of his mouth. 1,000 to be exact. These phoenixes would be the size of today's pelican. Which was small compared to the massive birds that roamed Sadia. Naruto said while breathing in heavily. I thought I was going to. One day, I'll perfect it to where I can destroy a planet using only one jutsu, Naruto said. As the phoenixes flew towards the massive fireball within the sky. Once they got in close proximity to the fireball, thanks to the consistent winds that blew up, pulling more and more earth towards the area, combined with the oxygen, the fire phoenixes grew 1,000 times larger, becoming the size of a baby bird within the land of Sadia, which to Naruto it seemed very small. Not knowing that if he had went to his world and done that jutsu, everyone would fear him. It's been so long. With these massive crows flying towards the fireball, if anyone had been unlucky enough to be caught up within it, if you weren't crushed by all of the rocks pressing together because of the constant powerful winds, then you would be lighted on fire and burned to ashes because of the the fire element added, creating a meteor-like event. The fire burned bright, almost as if like a sun the size of the moon. Naruto had gotten used to the heat, while plants died out in dead up set on fire because of this heat. Naruto then said, "Release!" As all of the plant matter then pushed further and further together until it was a small flaming orb. It then shot out of the planetary range. Naruto knew that once he did that, it created these weird black orbs that actually stopped light from shining into them, making them invisible. But he noticed them because of the massive amount of pull that they had. He shot it off away from the planet with the planet completely, with the orb flying towards Jupiter. Once in the gravity of Jupiter, it failed because of the massive amount of gravity that Jupiter had. It yanked its contents away from it, making the black hole evaporate. Naruto said while looking forward. Another dead planet, Naruto said. I need to perfect those. As then he walked forward, beginning to get pulled by something. My darling. Naruto, a voice called out. Who is this person? Find out on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Just kidding. I'm not gonna leave y'all on a cliffhanger like I did with the first episode. But I did once I left y'all on a cliffhanger. Y'all must be mad me. Disrespect him when I beat him up, that's on Gash. Then Naruto shifted forward. Let me see if I could. Hold up, y'all. Hold up.
The freaking show that was so emotional. No one cares. No one cares about me.
Hold up on the track flow, ultra all. right. I couldn't fix it. So I'm not gonna fix it. Anyway, Naruto then looked forward to see a beautiful woman, a beautiful girl within a kimono. Her name was Rosa. She actually was from planet 8757 or Earth. She was from planet Earth, like basically that. She looked towards Naruto and then began to make out with him. This is the best times. I wish I could take you once I go back. What do you mean? I found a way to go back. But that would be far beyond the rules that were set that I have created. What? We will be collecting. If you want to come, then you have to help me collect as much deer as possible. That's the end of this video, and I'm going to do another one of these videos simply because of the fact that I feel like it today. I'm gonna do it today, probably. Yeah, I'm gonna do it today. I feel like I should do it today. I am not gonna link it to any playlist. Recording date. Yes, that is it. Video location. Nope. All right. That is good. Good. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna do the rest of this because I don't feel like making another episode. Naruto and his girlfriend, basically 20 years later. Yes, we have finally done it, said the bearded Naruto. And the perfectly clean-faced, Naruto's perfectly clean-faced girlfriend. She wiped the sweat off of her forehead. Naruto then began to close his eye. Afterwards, opening it, the advanced form of his eye. Within his right eye grew his tiny pupil with a circle surrounding it, with 4 lines stretching out. Then half circles within both of the 4 points of the eye within his left eye. Let me just show it on camera. I feel like it looks better on camera. Let me see if I could do a little bit of Escaping. Oh, yep. 2,000 dead deer. 10,000 dead deer for each of us. Naruto said grimly. He didn't want to take away the opportunity for so many deer. Naruto said while breathing heavily. Stand, hold on to my hand, beautiful. As he then grabbed on to her hand and grabbed on to Kurama's hand. And then appeared within a casket or a clear tube full of an unknown liquid. On top of the roof. Thump! Kurama and Rose had just dropped on the roof. Where are we? Before looking around to see everything. Naruto! That's the end of this video.